Like most people, as a kid, I had a dream, and like most people, I never lived out those dreams. My lack of confidence and my low self esteem is what ruined my dreams because I cared too much what people thought and I had the fear of failure. And the worst part for me is I had potential, but I didn't have the power of belief. And when you don't have that untouchable feeling of confidence and the power of self belief, you will lack clarity because you're frustrated. Then you won't do anything because you're fearful, which then can only make you shameful and regretful, or sometimes it even makes us jealous. But the good news is this: you don't have to do those things anymore because I bang my head against the wall just so you can walk in a straight line. Now, here's what I learned about confidence. Confidence is a reaction from taking action. So hoping to become confident without actually doing anything is like expecting to catch a fish without bait. It's almost like saying, I want to become a good swimmer, but I'm not going to put one foot in the water until I know I'm a good swimmer. You don't wait for it. You got to go out and earn it. It's like the first time you drove a car. You were nervous and overthinking everything, but the more time you spent doing it, the more of a confident driver you became, and now you drive an autopilot. The same way you learn to drive is the same process for everything. You just have to have the courage to try and don't stop trying until you get it. And the best thing now about us is that we live in the information era, which means that we can learn and become good at anything. Just pick one thing where you lack confidence in, pull out your phone, go on Google, and just type in, how do I get confident at X? Then read it, learn it, practice it, and eventually you have to become it. Just understand this: confidence is like a plant. The more you water it with action, the bigger it grows. You ask, why don't people respect you? But the real question is, why don't you respect yourself? Why do you neglect your health? Why do you avoid what makes you better? And most importantly, why don't you stand up for yourself? We say we want approval, but all we do is reject ourselves. Then we say we want respect, and all we do is sabotage ourselves. We can't expect people to treat us any better than we treat ourselves. Right, you can people please and always say the right thing. But if you live the life of a hermit crab and treat your mind and body like trash, then your self-worth is zero. People can't and won't respect you if you don't hold any value. And the only way to increase your value is to start respecting yourself. Now, there's 5 ways to know if you respect yourself and to increase your level of self-respect. Number 1, drink more water than sugar liquids, because sugar makes you depressed and water is the coolant to your mind and body. Number 2, sleep more than 7 hours a day. Sleep is what your charger is to your phone. Without good sleep, you won't last long. Number 3, choose education over entertainment, because the more you know equals the more you can do equals the more valuable you are. Number 4, eat to power the body, not to escape emotions. There is a reason why people that eat a lot of trash always feel like trash, because food is mainly for fuel, not for pleasure. Number 5, replace addictions with exercise. Smoking, drinking, and taking drugs is the number 1 way you destroy your happiness and motivational hormones. Lifting, running, riding, and swimming is the number 1 way you increase your happiness and motivational hormones. When I was a drug addict, the thought of working hard in my spare time sounded stupid. But at some point I realized that 40 minutes of hard work a day isn't as hard as being depressed 24/7. The difference between happy and sad people, healthy and unhealthy people, and rich and poor people isn't talent and it isn't privilege, it's awareness and knowledge. And let's be real, we all have access to the same information, but most of us are blinded by distractions. We choose Instagram over intelligence. We choose Netflix over neuroscience. We choose Facebook over financial literacy. We choose entertainment over education. And then we wonder why we're frustrated and our lives never move forward. In 1925, if you didn't have the money for an expensive education, you were ignorant. In 2025, being ignorant is a choice because we live in the information era. You can pull out your phone at any time and learn anything and everything. If you're sad, learn how the brain works and become happy. If you're unhealthy, learn how the body works and get healthy. If you want more money, learn how to solve people's problems, and eventually you have to get more money. Once I realized that the internet is a pool full of answers and solutions to all my questions and problems, my life started to change and I started to grow as a person, and eventually My life started to move forward instead of 20 steps backwards. And you don't need to read 50 books to learn something. You just need to know how to ask the right questions. And if you're like me, where you have no time, no patience, and a short attention span, and you want to learn something in 30 seconds instead of 10 years, just do what I do. Download ChatGPT and type this. You have an IQ of 200. You are a world-class expert in subject. Can you give me the 80% of the 20% on this subject? What this does is it removes all the bullshit that doesn't matter and gives you everything that does matter. Because most books and textbooks are full of 80% filler and about 20% facts. This shortcut gives you the main ideas, the key learning points, and everything that matters. But just remember, knowledge without action is like a car without an engine. Loud and cocky people aren't confident. They're just desperate for attention. They only speak loud because they want to be seen. And they don't brag because they're proud. They brag because they're broken. Behind the mask, they're fragile and insecure and controlled by the fear of being unimportant. Now, the fear of being unimportant is what drives people to crave recognition. It's usually caused by abuse, emotional neglect, and sibling favoritism. During their childhood, they never felt like they were enough, and they kind of felt like they were invisible. So unconsciously, they're loud and they are cocky, but that's just their way of getting the recognition they never got as a child. And you usually see the craving of recognition in rebellious people, toxic attention seeking, victimhood mentality, and narcissistic people. And the only way for someone to overcome the craving of recognition is to stop trying to get people's attention and start giving attention to themselves. You can get so caught up in the opinions of others that you forget about the opinion you have of yourself. Do you like yourself? Do you respect yourself? Do you admire who you are right now? If the answer is no, go out and change that. Go out there and work on yourself and become someone that you would look up to. And if you do that, you won't care if people give you recognition because you are now secure in who you are and what you're capable of. Lazy people don't hate hard work. They just don't believe they're worthy of the rewards hard work will bring. Everybody knows hard work works. Everybody knows no work doesn't. And it's not that people are soft, because every day they get up and they go to a job they hate, they deal with people they can't stand, and they deal with the stress of the cost of living. So that just proves that people are strong enough to overcome anything. But if you hate the life you're living and you know hard work can get you a better one, the real question is, why don't you go after it? If there's one thing that I've learned in life, is that we will not get what we want. We will not get what we need. We will only get what we believe we deserve. And how we treat ourselves creates that belief of what we have about ourselves. You take two people. One eats garbage, drinks and takes drugs, and never leaves the comfort zone. The other eats clean, doesn't use addictions, and is living outside the comfort zone. Which one of those will believe they deserve to be happy? Which one of those will believe they deserve to be successful? Self-respect creates the belief that we deserve to be happy. Self-respect also creates the belief that we deserve to be successful. Now, self-sabotage creates the belief that we are not worthy of happiness. Self-sabotage also creates the belief that we aren't worthy of success. This is why people that base their whole life around self-sabotage never get up and go out of their way to get anything good in life, because they hammer themselves with all this toxic bullshit that then now they believe they're not worthy of nothing. If you're someone right now and you haven't been happy in a long time, it's because you don't believe you deserve that. If you're someone right now that's never accomplished anything, it's because you don't believe you deserve that. And the only way for you to change that is to stop sabotaging yourself, start respecting yourself. Drink water, eat healthy, exercise, educate yourself, look after yourself, stand up for yourself, go out and better yourself. And when you do that, I promise you, you will change your internal belief system. You will go from someone who believes they ain't worthy for nothing to becoming someone who believes they're worthy to get anything. All you have to do is start respecting yourself.